Beloved soul, welcome and stay with me for a moment. Take a breath and let your heart become still, because this message did not reach you by accident. Heaven has been watching your steps closely, and the angels are speaking now with urgency, clarity, and confirmation. If this is your first time here, you are truly welcome. And if messages like this resonate with your spirit, I invite you to subscribe to Prophetic Message today and turn on notifications so you stay connected to what God continues to reveal in this season of your life. Before we go any further, come into agreement with heaven right now. Please write this in the comments. I believe in God, or write, I trust God's plan. And gently like this video as an act of faith. Now listen carefully. The angels say a wealthy man is about to relocate you. And this is not coincidence, luck, or manipulation. This movement is happening because of one specific thing you did, something heaven noticed when others did not. God marked that moment, and everything that follows traces back to it. This relocation is not just physical. It is positional. It is destiny-altering. The angels say the one thing you did was choose integrity when compromise was easier. You chose obedience when shortcuts were available. You chose to walk away, stay quiet, forgive, or remain faithful when you could have acted differently. That decision did not feel powerful at the time. It may have felt costly. But heaven recorded it. God always responds to integrity. Proverbs 10:9 says, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely." Security is now turning into movement. The angels say this wealthy man is not coming to control you or impress you. He is coming as a vessel, knowingly or unknowingly, through which God will shift your environment. God often uses people of resources to move his children into prepared places. This person's wealth is not the focus. God's assignment is that the angels say you did not ask for this favor. You did not chase it. You did not manipulate doors. That is exactly why heaven opened this one. What is coming to you is not payment for ambition. It is reward for obedience. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." You were trusted in the unseen. The angels say the relocation connected to this man will bring increase, stability, and expansion, not confusion. You may move cities, countries, environments, or social circles. But more importantly, you will move out of limitation and into alignment. This move changes who has access to you. It changes what you have access to. It changes how you see yourself. The angels say this wealthy man noticed something rare about you. Not desperation, not need, but self-respect. You did not beg. You did not cling. You carried yourself with dignity, even when circumstances were tight. That posture drew respect and trust. Favor follows dignity. Psalm 75:6-7 says, "No one from the east or the west or from the desert can exalt themselves. It is God who judges. He brings one down. He exalts another." God is doing the exalting here. The angels say this relocation is tied to divine acceleration. Things that felt stuck will suddenly move. Paperwork clears. Conversations shift. Permissions are granted. Resistance dissolves. Not because you pushed harder, but because the season changed. Seasons shift quietly. Then suddenly. The angels say you may feel surprised by how easily this unfolds. Do not mistake ease for lack of God's involvement. When God is behind a move, he removes unnecessary friction. Isaiah 45:2 says, "I will go before you and will level the mountains. I will break down gates of bronze." God is going before you. The angels say this wealthy man may not even realize the full spiritual impact of what he is doing. He may think he is helping, investing, offering, or partnering. But heaven knows he is positioning you. God uses people differently than they understand. The angels also say this relocation is connected to your future assignment. Where you are now cannot support what God is about to grow in you. The environment must change to match the calling. You are not being removed. You are being upgraded. The angels say fear may try to rise when you think about change. Release it. This is not displacement. This is placement. God does not uproot his children without planting them in better soil. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." Prosperity includes positioning. The angels say the one thing you did, choosing righteousness over reaction, triggered this shift. Heaven responds to character more than effort. What you did in secret is now moving you in public. Beloved soul, stay with this message, because the angels want to unfold the deeper meaning of this relocation, so you do not misunderstand it or minimize what God is doing. Heaven is not only moving your feet, God is repositioning your authority, your access, and your future influence. The angels say this wealthy man's role is temporary, but the shift it creates is permanent. He is a bridge, not the destination. God often uses people of influence to move his children into places they could not reach on their own, not to make them dependent, but to show them what obedience unlocks. You are not being carried. You are being introduced. The angels say one reason God chose a wealthy man, specifically, is because wealth carries access. Access to doors, locations, systems, and opportunities that are normally restricted. God is accelerating your timeline by placing you near someone who already has what you were praying to grow into. Acceleration does not cancel preparation. It rewards it. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth." God is not transferring dependence. He is transferring positioning. The angels say the environment you are being relocated into will stretch you, but it will not overwhelm you. You will notice that conversations change. Expectations rise. Standards increase. And instead of shrinking, you will realize you are prepared. Preparation often reveals itself only after relocation. The angels say, this move will place you among people who think differently. They plan long-term. They speak confidently. They operate with structure and vision. At first, you may feel like an observer, but heaven says you will quickly recognize that you belong there. You are not entering unfamiliar ground. You are returning to alignment. The angels say this wealthy man saw something in you that others overlooked. Trustworthiness. Not just skill, not just potential, but character. You did not try to impress. You did not exaggerate. You showed up consistently, responsibly, and with integrity. Trust moves people with resources. Luke 12:48 says, "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded." God gives much only where trust exists. The angels say, do not underestimate the spiritual impact of this relocation. You will notice that your prayers change. Your confidence strengthens. Your voice carries more weight. That is not arrogance. It is authority growing. Authority grows where obedience led first. The angels say this move will also separate you from environments that limited you silently. Places where your growth was tolerated but not supported. Where your calling felt heavy because the soil was shallow. God is not punishing where you were. He is promoting where you are going. The angels say you may feel emotional release as this happens. Gratitude mixed with disbelief. Joy mixed with reverence. That response is healthy. It means you recognize God's hand, not just human involvement. Psalm 66:12 says, "We went through fire and water, but you brought us to a place of abundance." Abundance includes place. The angels say this relocation will change how you are seen. People will listen differently. They will value your input more. They will recognize your discipline and insight, not because you demanded respect, but because the environment amplifies who you already are. Position reveals. It does not create. The angels say the wealthy man may initially frame this relocation as an opportunity, a favor, or a practical decision. But heaven sees it as alignment. God arranged the meeting. God stirred the conversation. God softened the timing. No door opens without God's permission. The angels also say, be mindful not to downplay what God is doing out of humility. Humility does not mean minimizing blessing. It means honoring the source. Receive without guilt. The angels say this relocation will not disconnect you from your values or your faith. It will require them. You will need discernment, prayer, and wisdom more than ever. God trusts you with this because you did not abandon him in lesser seasons. God increases responsibility with blessing. James 1-5 says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously. Wisdom will flow where God sends you. Beloved soul, stay with this unfolding, because the angels want to prepare your heart for what happens after the relocation, not just the move itself. Heaven never shifts location without also shifting responsibility, influence, and vision. God is not only changing where you live or work, he is expanding what flows through you. The angels say once this relocation happens, you will notice a new level of clarity come over your decisions. You will think differently. You will speak with more confidence. You will feel less rushed and more intentional. This is because the environment God is moving you into supports who you are becoming, not who you were forced to be in survival mode. Survival sharpened you. Alignment will now support you. The angels say this wealthy man is not meant to remain the center of the story. He is a door opener, not a destiny holder. Do not confuse the vessel with the source. Your loyalty remains with God, not with any human connection. Heaven is very clear about that. Psalm 118:8 reminds us. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. God is your anchor. The angels say this relocation will expose new opportunities that were impossible in your previous environment. You will meet people who speak your language of vision. You will encounter systems that match your discipline. You will be placed where excellence is expected, and you will rise to meet it. This is not pressure. This is preparation bearing fruit. The angels say you may initially feel a quiet sense of awe, even disbelief. That is normal. It does not mean you are unqualified. It means you recognize the weight of what God is doing. Do not let awe turn into hesitation. Let it turn into gratitude and prayer. Gratitude keeps doors open. The angels say this move will also break cycles of limitation that followed your family line or past experiences. New territory disrupts old patterns. God often relocates his children when he wants to silence familiar ceilings. New ground produces new results. Genesis 12:1 reminds us how God told Abram to leave his land so he could show him what was next. Movement preceded multiplication. The angels say this relocation will require you to trust ease. Things will flow more smoothly than you are used to. You may instinctively look for resistance because struggle once validated progress. Heaven says you no longer need that confirmation. Ease does not mean laziness. Ease means God is ahead of you. The angels say you will also notice a shift in how others respond to you. People will listen differently. They will consult you. They will respect your boundaries more readily. This is not because you changed. It is because position amplifies identity. Authority was already in you. Position reveals it. The angels say be careful not to carry old limitations into new spaces. Do not underprice yourself. Do not downplay your contribution. Do not assume you are lucky to be there. You are positioned, not lucky. God places with intention. The angels also say this relocation is connected to provision beyond money. You will gain access to wisdom, mentorship, and perspective. Wealth is not only financial, it is relational and intellectual. God is enriching your environment. Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise. God is changing who surrounds you. The angels say this move will also refine your discernment. Not everyone in the new environment will be aligned with your spirit. You will need to stay prayerful. Not every opportunity must be accepted. God moved you for alignment, not for overload. Discernment preserves peace. The angels say heaven has already gone before you in this relocation. Conversations are being prepared. Favor is being released. Resistance is being minimized. You are not walking into unknown territory. You are stepping into prepared ground. Isaiah 45:3 speaks of hidden treasures and secret places. God prepares what you have not yet seen. Beloved soul, stay with this flow, because the angels want to prepare you for the internal shift that must match the external move. God never relocates a person without also adjusting how they see themselves. If the mindset does not rise with the position, the blessing can feel heavier than it should. Heaven is gently lifting your perspective now. The angels say one of the most important changes you will notice after this relocation is that your voice will matter more. People will ask your opinion and actually wait for your response. Decisions will pause until you speak. This is not to inflate ego, but to confirm that God is entrusting you with influence. Influence follows stewardship. The angels say you have already demonstrated stewardship in small things. You handled limited resources with wisdom. You handled responsibility without recognition. You handled silence without bitterness. Those moments trained your spirit to carry more without losing. Humility. God increases what humility can hold. The angels say this relocation will also expose areas where you must stop shrinking yourself. In your previous environment, staying small kept peace. Staying quiet avoided conflict. But where God is moving you, shrinking will limit effectiveness. Heaven is not asking you to dominate. He is asking you to stand fully present. You are allowed to take up space now. The angels say this wealthy man's role is to move you geographically or socially. But God's role is to establish you internally. Do not attach your confidence to any person, title, or opportunity. Attach it to obedience. That is what sustains authority long after circumstances change. Psalm 112:1 says, "Blessed are those who fear the Lord, who find great delight in his commands." Obedience is your anchor. The angels say you may notice a temptation to question whether you deserve this level of access. Heaven answers clearly. You did not earn it by striving. You qualified for it by obedience. God does not operate on merit the way people do. He responds to faithfulness. Grace positions where effort cannot. The angels say this relocation will require you to be intentional about rest. New environments can pull you into constant motion. Do not forget to pause, pray, and recalibrate. God did not move you so you could exhaust yourself. He moved you so you could be fruitful with balance. Rest preserves clarity. The angels say there will be moments when you remember where you came from, and gratitude will rise. Let it. Gratitude keeps the heart soft. But do not let gratitude turn into guilt. You are not abandoning anyone by advancing. Growth does not betray roots. The angels also say this relocation will change your relationship with provision. You will no longer operate from fear of lack. You will plan from expectation of supply. That shift will affect how you give, how you save, and how you decide. Provision follows alignment. Philippians 4:19 says, "My God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." Riches include positioning. The angels say, be aware that some people from your past environment may not understand this shift. Silence may grow. Distance may appear. This is not rejection. It is transition. Not everyone is meant to walk every season with you. Release without resentment. The angels say the wealthy man who facilitated this move may fade into the background sooner than you expect. Do not panic when that happens. God never ties destiny to a single human connection. What he uses to move you is not what he uses to sustain you. God remains the source. The angels say heaven has already prepared support systems. Where you are going, mentors, allies, helpers, you will not have to search desperately. They will appear naturally as you stay prayerful and observant. Alignment attracts alignment. The angels also say this relocation will refine your discernment about opportunity. Not every open door must be entered. Some doors exist simply to show you that you have access now. Ask God before committing. Access does not equal assignment. The angels say your obedience activated this shift, but your continued obedience will determine its longevity. Stay grounded. Stay honest. Stay aligned. God is watching how you steward what he has moved you into. Luke 16:11 reminds us that faithfulness with worldly wealth reflects readiness for true riches.